Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, let me just fix this. We getting better, y'all. We getting better, better. Good evening. It is Felicia Carter with Spiritual Growth Podcast, Chakra and Love Healing, the podcast, Heal Baby, Bye Bye Belly, and KH Institution. All right, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. I am so excited to have y'all today. We are going to be talking about relationships and boundaries. I have my phone over here as well, so I don't know if I'll be able to bring anyone up on here, but if at any point you want to join in on the conversation and go live with me and talk about relationships and boundaries, please, by all means, let me know in the comment section. Okay. And I can see it looks like my Wi Fi is tripping a little bit. So if there are any issues tonight where you can't hear me, or anything like that, or if I freeze up, please let me know. Okay. Um, so let's go ahead and get started. Whoever comes on here, if this is your first time on the Spiritual Growth Podcast, thank you so much. If you are a returning viewer of the Spiritual Growth Podcast, thank you so much for coming back. Please make sure that y'all heart and share and follow if you are not following. All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. So this particular topic was actually prompted by thoughts of the relationships that I've been in, not just current relationships, but also past relationships. A lot of the relationships that I have had have actually gotten me to the place that I am today, right? And like when I think back to some of my older past relationships, you know, a lot of my past relationships lacked boundaries. Okay. And I can say that with much certainty. Okay. There has been, in past relationships, there's been abuse. There has, and not just physical abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse. Um, financial abuse. Um, there has definitely been a lot of abuse in past relationships that I've been in. And in those relationships, I didn't set boundaries. Okay. Um, and that is something that I'm still learning today on how to set proper boundaries. And I don't just mean with family members, that's with friends, coworkers, because a lot of us feel like, oh, we just got to go to work and listen to what most of what they're telling us to do, right? But that is incorrect. You also have to set boundaries with your jobs because these jobs will try to, basically make you do any and everything that they say. And no, if I'm off the clock, I'm off the clock. Y'all are not going to sit up here and work me to death. Okay. Hey, how are you, Baha? Y'all are not going to work me to death. You have to set those boundaries because outside of work, you have a life. So let me go back. Let me go back as far as I can think, right? And of course, when I was younger, I didn't know, exactly that certain relationships were actually very toxic, right? Um, I have two sisters, I have cousins, and things like that. So just having a sister sometimes can be tricky, but I have two. One is very good, and the other, we struggle. Okay. right now we're not on the struggle bus so much, but um I can say that right now, because of certain things that have transpired, we're in a decent spot, I would say. Because my aunt passed last year, and me trying to make sure that even though I don't want to lose any family, I want to make sure that I also have boundaries set with family as well, you know. And we it's still, it's not great. It could be better, but when I think about all of the things that me and my sister have been through, we've been through a lot. We've been through not speaking, we've been to being super close. Um, we're 10 months apart, so we should be a lot closer in my opinion. But things happen for a reason, right? It goes to show you that no matter what it is, that all relationships are not going to be what you expect them to be, and that's okay, right? But you have to know the difference between toxic and a non-toxic relationship with anybody. A toxic relationship is when you constantly keep letting someone do the same things over and over, you know? And if you continue to let that person do those toxic things to you, then you're allowing it to continue to manifest in your life. You have to take a moment and really sit back with yourself, your thoughts, and really say, do I want this to continue in my life, which also will cause the negativity and the negative things to keep happening in your life because I told you when it got here that if it got here to go get it. It's a man in a white truck. Okay. Did he bring it up to the porch yet? Not yet. Okay, so when it gets here, just bring it in the house. It's already paid for. Just bring it in. All right. All right. Um, all right. So yeah, so the negativity is gonna continue to manifest in your life, right? Hello. What do you mean we look alike? What do you mean? um, Experiencing a divorce or the betrayal of a cheating spouse can shatter your spirit and leave you feeling lost. But in these darkest moments, spiritual healing can offer profound solace and transformation. Oh, this is a spam comment. That is spam. So yeah, we're gonna delete that. I thought that really had something to do with something. But you know, if you allow toxicity to be in your life, it will continue and it will stay because you haven't changed what you needed to. Yeah, I thought so too. Thank you. Caught that. I got it. I deleted it because we don't need that. Um but speaking of divorce, right? I mean, I do have a story about that, okay? So I was maybe like, hey, make sure y'all are hearting and sharing this out, please, so that people know Spiritual Growth Podcast is live tonight. Um, so one of my past relationships, and I do refer to this past relationship a lot just because it actually took me through a lot. Okay. It took me through a lot. And definitely has taught me boundaries. Boundaries are important. Can you ever be around an ex and there not be held up feelings? That's a good question. Um, I think that you can be around an ex and not have held up feelings. Well, actually, maybe not, because it's going to be some sort of feelings, right? You're either going to have negative feelings or you're going to have positive feelings about that ex, right? Because not all relationships end badly. Not all relationships, ended with you guys not being friends or not, so maybe you have a point there, right? But boundaries are definitely important, especially with exes. You it depends on where y'all are in that space. Are y'all that close to where you're like, okay, well, we just gonna, do whatever, or we're not gonna do whatever? It depends on the relationship, right? So that is a good point. I think I want to go ahead and pin some comments tonight. All right. It's so hard to balance unconditional love with creating boundaries with toxic people. My mom battles addiction and has hurt me so much. Okay, this is a good one. So let's take a look at this one, right? Um, Now, mother father relationships, those could be some difficult relationships, right? Because, and I'll even say that for myself, right? They could be very difficult because that's the place where you're supposed to learn boundaries. That's the place where you learn about toxic behaviors. That's the place where you learn about healthy behaviors. And, you know, I love my mother a lot, but there have been some toxic moments when I think back, when I do my shadow work, when I think back. There have been many toxic moments. There have been times we haven't spoken. There have been times that we have spoken almost every day. Right now, we're at a place where we don't speak every day, but we're speaking, right? And I had to set those boundaries. Love my mother. I had to set those boundaries though, just to say, hey, I am an adult. I have certain boundaries that I want for you to follow.
Mom, there's two sauces in the bag. Well, four. But I don't know if you
Get
got
one,
sauce.
yeah, get one each.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, you already know I get sauce for everything.
Yeah, no, it just wasn't the sauce. Well, it was the sauce we got the last time, but there was a different sauce.
Yeah, it should be two different ones.
Okay.
hmm Um. Oh, I will post that. I completely forgot today was super crazy at work. I'm so sorry. I'll post the day four. I'll post both the day and the night so that you all can see it. I will do that. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, like I had to set boundaries. I'm an adult now, and this is what I do and don't want. I don't want to feel like this anymore. In the conversation that was had, okay, no problem. The conversation that was had was so hard. We had the conversation in a public place. I am a crier. So I was a hot mess, okay? And she was like, "Oh, don't cry." Like, because we did not have those deep conversations. My mom is older. So, of course, older people, they have the ways that they knew, okay? And in my community, you know, um mental health and having the hard conversations is not something that was done in the household. And I can't fault her for that, you know? So you have to look at and have those hard conversations. Is it something that they did before? Is it not? You know? I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you have been enjoying those posts. And Y'all really have to keep me on track. Sometimes I get off track, I forget things, especially with this. And see, the reason why I did that and why I said having a routine is important is because it takes me the longest time to fall into a routine. So like with my meditation, um I was off and on for so long, but now I do my meditation every day. And it took me so long. They say, a habit takes 28 days before you fall into that habit. It takes me so much longer. It takes me so much more longer. So y'all got to remind me, hey, you didn't post, and I'll get it out there. I will make sure to get it out there. I'm trying to actually use the scheduler more so that I can put those out there for y'all. So that was just a little off topic. All right. Follow up to my comment. I'm about to move to college and I am so worried for her. People enable her addiction and she chooses the wrong people to be with. All right, Alexis. You know, that's your mother and I know that you love her, but unfortunately, we cannot heal everyone. We cannot make the right choices and the right decisions for everyone. So you have to let mom do what mom is going to do. And if mom does not want to stop whatever it is that she's doing, whatever she's addicted to, you got to let her do what she's doing, but let her know that, you know, set a boundary with her. Let her know that if she continues to choose the addiction and she chooses to continue doing what she's doing, that you cannot support it. And it's going to be hard, but you may have to take a step back. I don't know what the relationship is like. I don't know how close you all are, but you have to make a decision for yourself that you are not going to let the toxic cycle continue. And I could be wrong, if anyone else feels differently about that, you know, um, let me know. But I feel like, you need to set a boundary with her. Let her know that you are serious. It's almost like, I don't know if you watched the show. I don't know how old you are, but I don't know if you watched the show ever seen it. It was a show about addiction. I think, Intervention. That's what it was. It was called Intervention. And I think it came on like MTV or something. You say you're going to college, so you might still be, a little young in, but Intervention used to come on and these families would talk to the person who they love, basically let them know, hey, you either need to do a rehab or we're going to do this or whatever. I kind of feel like you might be at that point, maybe not forcing her into a rehab or anything like that, but definitely setting clear boundaries with her and letting her know, hey, this hurts me seeing you this way, and having to interact with you in this way, and let her know that you cannot continue to support and see her, destroy herself in that way. Um, and it's gonna be hard. It's definitely not gonna be easy. But I definitely, um, I definitely hope that things work out, and that you don't have to uh, suffer through anything negative. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking for my stylist so that it's easier for me to scroll with the comment comes in. But yeah, that's what I that's what I think. I hope that is not dead, y'all. Okay, it's not dead. All right. On to the next thing. I know she is hoping for a second chance, but I know who she is as a person, and I feel like that won't change. Is this that? Is this a continue? What is this? Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Let me go back. Oh. Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. But I know who she is as a person. And I feel like that won't change. I wish she'd move on. I'm at the point in my life where I can't juggle a relationship and building my own future at the same time right now. Okay. So for you, David, go ahead, right? And let her know, set those boundaries with her. I don't know what type of relationship you all had. I don't know if you all were married, if you were dating for however long, or anything like that. But, you know, let her know where you are in your life right now. And she either has to respect it or she has to move on. Being in relationships that are stuck in limbo are not easy ones to deal with. You know, I was in a marriage, and for the longest time, I still felt like I still loved this person. So he knew the way to get to me, right? And this was after abuse and everything. And we ended up getting back together for a short period of time. And I thought, okay, he has finally changed, things are going to be great. um, I just felt like we were just too young when we were married. And now that he's older, things are gonna be better. And it wasn't. Um, and he actually ended up doing the same thing. The same way that he left me in the beginning was the same way that he left me the second time, you know? So hoping for a second chance, unless it's super fresh and she can really show you that she's willing to change and has done what she needs to do, you need to figure that part out. You need to figure that out. Is it going to be what you think it is? Does she deserve that chance? Has she shown you before that she is able to make positive changes in her life, or is it something where she has manipulated people before? You know her best, right? So you figure it out. And I hope that, things work out in the way that they're supposed to for you, because they always do. Yes, a routine takes at least up to a month. And before the routine happens for me is the part that I struggle with the most. So before it gets to a month, it takes me a little bit longer to get to that point. So we gonna get there. Okay. We're gonna get there. I think for me, social media is also harder to make a constant routine, just because, things happen in life and sometimes I just forget to post things. So I'm gonna work on it. But you be my reminder, Bob. You be my reminder. I'm gonna be looking for a message from you every day if I forget. I'm gonna be looking for that reminder. Okay. I love your content, by the way. Thank you for existing and posting positive transformational posts. Thank you. And I cannot take all the credit for that, because we have a great team of people. Okay. They are a little bit, they haven't been up here as much in the light, but you'll see a few of them. We love making content and putting the education and the information out there, because that's what it's all about. It is all about educating and getting the information out there for people who may or may not know, or just people who just want to learn in general, right? Thank you. Hugs to you as well. Hi, how are you from American Samoa? Oh, awesome. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. What time is it there? All right. Let's see. All right, Alexis. My friend just mentioned rehab may be the next step. I know of the show you are talking about. Thank you for your input. As a child, I feel like the roles are reversing and like I should take care of her. Okay. And you're so welcome. And I'm glad you know about that show because, it definitely makes it easier for you to know where I'm coming from. But yes, as the child, if you feel like the roles are reversing, that is absolutely fine. But make sure that you're not being, taken advantage of. Okay. Make sure that um make sure that if rehab is something that is you feel is the next step, that is something that she also wants to do, but for herself. Because if she doesn't want to do it for herself, then it may not happen in the way that you feel um it should happen, because those sometimes can be the disappointments. So just make sure that it's something that she wants to do for herself as well and not for other people. Because just like when someone does something for someone else, it's not always because of that. And then you don't want her holding that against you, saying, hey, I only did it because of you. No, you want her to be able to do it for herself as well. Codependent No More is an excellent book for that sort of situation. Thank you so much for that tip, Alexis. I'm sure would love that information. You are so welcome. Look, I love the love in the comments, okay? Y'all are amazing. I love this. It feels like limbo. I've even said this. Okay, well, if you've told her it feels like limbo and she's not listening to that, then shut her off completely. If that's what you feel like you need to do, you know? If you have to shut her off completely, let her know you're serious, then go ahead and do that. Do not feel bad for setting the boundaries, letting someone know, and then m- making strides to actually do it. Take the action, because if she don't see the action, then she won't know that you're serious. And that's what I've learned about boundaries. I am not an expert in boundaries. I'm still learning them, unfortunately, especially when it comes to like kids. I feel like kids, parents, and spouses are the hardest boundary lessons. Okay, they are the hardest boundary lessons because you love them that much more, and setting those boundaries are harder, I feel like, but it has to be done. Okay, it has to be done. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, hey there, beautiful. How are you? Thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on. Make sure that you are sharing this live, hearting this live. This is the Spiritual Growth Podcast. We do this every Friday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're just now joining, my name is Felicia Carter. I am with Lioness Creation Design, Spiritual Growth Podcast, Ka-Age Institution, Chakra and Love Healing, the podcast, and also with Hill Baby and Baba Belly. Okay, you can also find me on YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, all of those great places as well. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. We are having conversations about relationships and boundaries. And if you have missed uh, the first 30 minutes of the podcast, then after the podcast ends, you'll want to go back and check it out because I've also been answering some questions and just giving a little bit of input. I'm no expert in relationships, I'm not a therapist or anything like that, but I feel like a little bit of the information that I have may help someone. And if you know anyone better who can give better information as well, go ahead and drop yourself a comment and leave a comment and let them know it's okay. And yes, she has manipulated and even proudly proclaimed that she manipulates. She sounds like someone that you definitely you so let me say this in the right way, okay? You're on the KH Institution page. You follow us. So you're on a healing journey, I'll say, right? You are healing yourself. You are growing. You are, making sure that you are the best version of yourself. And even if you're not the best, you're learning how to recognize when you're not your best self and working on it. Okay. If you are here on Fifi Carter's page, you are doing the same. If you are watching me on Lioness Creation Designs on YouTube, you are doing the same because that is the group of people that we surround ourselves with. People who are healing, learning, growing. And all of the negative people, all of the toxic people, all of the people who manipulate, those are the people who we are getting out of our life. We just have to let them know that we are getting them out of our life. Even if you don't say it, even if you just remove them, it does not matter how it is done. Go ahead, figure out the way that you're going to let her know. If she is proud that she manipulates, that means she knows what she is doing is wrong and she does not care. So she is not going to care how she hurts you. She is not going to care in which way that she manipulates you as long as she gets what she wants. And you got to think for yourself and your mind and in your heart and your soul and in your spirit. Is that the type of person that you want in your life? Do you want that negative cycle to continue? Because if you're going to allow that negative cycle to continue, it's going to continue in all your relationships. Okay. It's going to continue with everything that you do because you're manifesting that. You're allowing it, and the universe is going to give you toxic. It's going to give you manipulative. So you got to figure out if that's what you want. All right. Is that what you want? Hey, hey there, Paul. Thanks for hopping on. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Spiritual Quote Podcast. If you haven't already liked this podcast live, go ahead and do that and share it out because we are dropping gems. We are sharing real life stories and we are chatting tonight. Okay. We are getting it done tonight. Yay! I'm so happy that you bought a shadow work journal. I do want to say, for anyone who saw my shadow work live the other day, I think it was yesterday, um, your shadow work journal can just be anything, okay? Write your journal prompts in there and write it out. Or, like I said, you could get the shadow work journal from Amazon or from TikTok, okay? However you got to do it, do the shadow work. All right. I love that. Awesome. 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 Yes, the shadow work journal is amazing. Okay. But also make sure that y'all also get the inner workbook that I showed as well, because it goes over in so much more detail uh, how to, like work the shadow work and all of that. Aw, your live popped up at the perfect time. That's because all things happen in divine timing. Everything is working out the way that it should. You needed this talk tonight. So it sounds like you're not talking to who you need to be talking to, you know? It sounds like you needed this boost, and I'm glad that this popped up on your timeline. I'm so glad. God's fishing, y'all. He's shining just a little bit of light to see if y'all bite. He's taking back the diamonds the devil stole, y'all. I love this. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Okay. Hey, love. Thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you so much. I hope you have been so good. I haven't seen your post much, but I'm always rooting for you. I did see it the other day, and I think that I liked it. I think it was of you graduating. So congratulations to you, love. Y'all think I'm not paying attention, but I'm always paying attention. I miss you so much. Thank you. Can you add a host to make this spicy? Well, do you want to hop on the live and you want to talk about relationships and boundaries? If so, let me know and I will try and figure out how to do that. Let me know. Stars are new to me. Are you trying to send stars? If so, let me know. Let me know. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Y'all are so awesome. I love y'all so much. Matthew is at chapter 6. Okay. You are spot on with everything. Thank you for coming on here. Oh, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for viewing and commenting. I definitely appreciate it. Oh, you are so welcome, David. No, I do not want it to continue. Well, you know what you got to do. Let Spirit guide you into what you need to do. Go ahead, meditate on it, pray on it, whatever you need to do, and take your steps from there. Hey there, sis. Thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you. Make sure that you heart and share this live out because we are dropping some good information. Okay. Hello, hello. Oh, hello. Greetings from Bali. Hello. What does that mean? What does she mean? What does that mean? If you're still here, let me know. I hope it's something positive. I hope it's something positive. That's all we got in the comment section, okay? All we got is positivity. Ah, we definitely need to catch up one day or talk on the phone or something. Oh my God, what I missed. You missed some conversation. We are talking about relationships and boundaries. We've been answering questions, giving out some advice, a little bit of what I know from the relationships that I've had in the past in setting boundaries. Okay. But I'm glad that you're here now. And, you can always go back and catch the replay. All right. Once this live is done. Oh, how did I miss that? Hello, hello from you said from India. All right. Well, what time is it over there? Thank you so much for hopping on. Make sure that y'all heart this live and share it out. So I was trying to see, I'm trying to wait and see if because I just saw the comment not too long ago from Cyprin Henry wanted to make a host. So I'm trying to see if he wanted to be the host as well. And we can talk more about relationships and boundaries. So I don't know if they are still there. If you're still there, let me know and I will try to set up a spot for someone to hop on here with me so we can have more conversation about relationships and boundaries, okay? Because, like I said, one of my past, well, a lot of my past relationships. Okay, well, thank you for joining so early in the morning. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you. A lot of my relationships lacked boundaries. I let people I let people abuse me. I let people talk to me crazy. I let people bring down my self-esteem. I let people um basically like peer pressure me into doing things, you know. I lacked so many boundaries and people felt like they could talk to me any old kind of way and I would do anything for them because I loved them so much. And I love so heavily. I am an Aries sun, Cancer moon, and a Scorpio rising. Okay. A lot of the times I joke and I say, oh my gosh, like my water signs put out my fire. I'm like the biggest crier. I love so hard and I love so fast. Okay. And I when I was younger, I didn't know. Hello, good evening. Thank you for coming on. I didn't know. And I felt like because you love people in your life, you feel like, you gotta let them do these things. You gotta show that you are there for them in any way. And I'm still learning that, unfortunately, right? But it's getting better. I'm learning the signs a little better. Hey, girl. Okay, so this is Boo. This is Bay right here. Okay. Hey, she has an amazing tarot show on YouTube called Life Mantra Tarot. Late is better than never. Okay, you got here, and I'm so glad. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for tuning in. And then also, my other boo, her show is also on YouTube. It's called the Terrace and Wheat Tarot Show, and I always get tongue tied. Okay, all right. Well, I don't think that the guy is gonna come on as a host. So if anyone wants to come on the platform with me, I could try to make you like a co-host. And we could talk about relationships and boundaries, or if you want to, you know, ask any questions, if you want to come on the platform and ask your questions, you don't have to, or you could just continue dropping your questions and I will answer them for a little while longer, because we're going on 45 minutes. You are so welcome. We're going on almost 45 minutes. And y'all know I don't like doing super, super long lives, but because y'all know I want people to go back and watch the replay, the full replay. People do little snippets here and there. I want y'all to watch the full replay. So I don't like to do super long lives, but hey, it is what it is. It is a podcast, right? And it is interesting, ain't it? Because we talking about real life stuff here. All right. But if y'all have questions, y'all want to come up on the platform, let me know in the comment section and I will try to pull you up on here. Let me make sure that let's see. Let me see. I don't know how I would do it, but we could try. Hold on. Okay. I don't see any comments there. Let me see. Because for some reason on YouTube, I couldn't see the comments that was on YouTube, even though it was there. Like I know I saw it while I was alive, but it wasn't there afterwards. I don't know. That's really weird. Oh, that's the live from yesterday. Let's see what it's looking like. All right. And if there aren't any questions or if I don't see any more comments, then we'll go ahead and I'll be ending the live soon because I don't want it to. Oh, see, there they go. Oh, that's why I didn't see it. It was in the live chat part, but I can see them here. See? This is so cool because I do not even be on YouTube like that. You gonna have to teach me. You gonna have to teach me the YouTube ways. You do so great. Yes. So next time I'll know better. I'll know better next time. Um, but yeah, if there are no more questions or concerns, Melissa, I don't do readings, sweetie. Um, I don't mean sweetie, I'm sorry. I don't do readings. And you know, tarot readers, and oracle readers, and things like that, you know, this is something that they do where they spend their energy Um, this is the question that I'm answering. So tarot readers, they're spending their energy, right, reading you. So I feel like unless they are offering a free reading, that this is not a question that should be asked just because it's not a free job, you know? I feel like there should be something unless they're offering a free reading. But Life Mantra Tarot, she does general readings on YouTube on her page. But if you want a more personalized reading, I feel like that would be something, you know, something that you would ask that person. No, it's okay. This is actually a podcast, spiritual growth podcast. You're actually coming in towards the end of the podcast because we're about to wind down. We were talking about relationships and boundaries. It was a really good episode. So if you have any comments on relationships or boundaries, you can ask here. If you want to hop on here and you want to ask your questions, that's fine too. And and also if you just wanted to comment anything on relationships or boundaries that you have maybe gone through in life, that's fine too. Thank you so much. Thank you for hopping on. Oh, you're welcome. I feel like I have a lot of tarot, like legit tarot oracle readers on my page, and that's something where unless it's being offered, I feel like it's not a question that should be asked because we don't go to Walmart and ask for free products, right? Um, as a business owner myself, where I actually have an actual business, Lioness Creation Designs, where I create jewelry and spiritual healing tools. I wouldn't want anyone to ask me for a free bracelet, So unless I'm offering a raffle where you're going to be provided and win something free, I feel like that shouldn't be a question that's asked. And I feel like a lot of the times people ask those questions, especially when it comes to small business owners or spiritual healers and workers, because um, not that they don't feel like we're real business owners, but just because we're not telling people, like, this is not something that we want you to ask. Like, don't ask for free stuff, you know the stores don't have to tell people not to ask for free stuff. So no worries. And I don't want you to feel like like I'm picking on you, but the question, I wanted to go ahead and answer that question. And I hope that you're not upset or anything like that. I just wanted to put it out there in the most easiest way, the most simplest way, because I don't want other people coming on asking that question. Relationships and friendships I've always struggled with. I overgive and come on strongly. These are boundary issues I want to learn about. Okay. And that is what we have been talking about. Um, I definitely get you in the overgive, right? Um, so for you, I feel like you're saying that maybe like when you start new relationships or you want to build a new friendship with someone, that you're the type of person where you are going to give and basically do. If that person asks you for something, you're going to say yes. Excuse me, I'm kind of the same way. For the most part, if I can do, I'm going to, and I have done before in the past. um And sometimes, yes, it can come on strongly, especially if you're offering all the time to do something for someone. So I think for you, this is a situation where you would need to sit down with yourself, think about the things that you do in relationships and friendships, and then think about, are they giving the same energy that you are? And if the answer is no, then reevaluate how you interact with those people. Not saying that you can't still be yourself, but just saying that maybe if, like, play it by ear. What type of relationship is this? Is this a friendship where we're super close, we talk all the time, like a best friend? um and we do for each other all the time. I feel like those relationships, that other person will understand you and your nature because y'all have built that closeness. If this is a newer friend that you want to get to know, and you all are not at those stages, set that with yourself and say, okay, I'm not going to um, do all of the things. Sorry, y'all. I forgot about that. I'm not going to do all of the things that I would normally do with my bestie with this friend, but I can still be myself. Maybe start asking them, is it okay if I do this before doing it? Like, figure out how you're going to still be you in that friendship, but not come off so strong. I mean, does that make sense? I've learned that when we have insecure attachments in our lives, we're susceptible to allowing not so great folks around us. We have to learn that our time and energy is valuable. Exactly. And that is spot on, right? Because we're telling the universe, right, that I'm insecure, right? You're not literally saying it to yourself, but the way that you think about yourself attracts like people. The way that you interact with others, it all of that attracts you to those other people. So if you are insecure about yourself, if you're talking bad about yourself, talking down on yourself, if you have negative feelings about yourself, that's what you're going to attract, especially in relationships. And until you actually work on it and learn from it and figure out how to fix that, that's what you're continuing. Love this comment. I've seen tarot, so I thought it was a free reading on live, but I just realized you had someone tag at the moment. Yes, her life is life mantra tarot, and she is on my YouTube page. And she does generalized readings on YouTube that she posts to her page. So yes, I had the comment posted up there, but it's okay. Like I said, I wasn't trying to like fuss at you or anything like that. I just wanted to put it out there. And yes, there are a lot of free readings, and that is true. They do a lot of free readings, which is fine, but normally that's posted for, other people to see. I wasn't trying to, like, fuss at her or anything like that. I just didn't want it to be um, part of the podcast, where people were going to come on asking about readings. So I definitely get it. Thank you. Sen- uh, Senor, Senhora? I have everything in my life, but I can't sleep. I sleep 2 times in a week. Can you give me any suggestion? Um, I unfortunately don't know about that. It sounds like you have a lot of stress. Maybe you're thinking about a lot of things. You have a lot going on. Definitely would get your gut checked. Maybe start working on that. Everything that we do actually begins in our gut, where it it affects a lot of things, and sleep is definitely one of them. Sleep always can tell you whether or not something is wrong. That's a good point. Consider if the energy is being reciprocated. I want to develop that close relationship. I think I impede getting to that stage because it's early. Yeah, and that actually can happen. Like, let me tell y'all. Okay, so I've been married almost 10 years. Okay, and oh dang, June 5th is actually around the corner, right? And when me and my husband got together, of course, at the time we weren't even dating yet. And I was having issues with my cable or my phone or something like that. I forget what it was. And at the time, I had Comcast. And I was on the phone with them, and Comcast was getting on my nerves. They always do. They have like the worst customer service ever. But anyway, I was talking to the guy on uh, on the phone with Comcast, and I was getting so frustrated. I was just like, I handed my husband the phone, and at the time, he wasn't my boyfriend. He was my husband. He wasn't my fiance. He wasn't nothing but a friend at the time, right? And I was like, here, you want to just talk to my boyfriend? And like before I realized it, I had already said it, and he caught it. Okay. And it was so funny because I didn't realize I said it. He noticed I said it, and he waited until after he finished talking, and got off the phone to be like, your boyfriend. And it was just like, ooh, like I didn't realize I said it, right? But subconsciously, like that's how I already felt about him. And at that time, like I wasn't on a healing journey, I wasn't on a spiritual journey, I wasn't on an anything journey. Okay. I was just trying to live and get through. All right. Um and yeah. So sometimes we just have to just take it slow, you know, be present and be in the moment, and think about the relationship that we're dealing with. How does this Everybody is different. So everybody has different relationships, even if they're just friends or, whatever. So we can't deal in the relationships the same way that we deal with everybody. We just can't. Some people you're going to deal with a little bit, some people a little bit more. You know, you have to figure out that. And then you have to figure out, do I need to set boundaries for them, or do I need to set boundaries for myself? Or do I need to set boundaries for both and let the boundaries be known what the boundaries are? Okay. So that's how we have to work. And he could have been turned off by me saying my boyfriend, and could have been like, take me back home. I'm done with you. You crazy. You already putting labels on us. Like I could have completely scared him away at the time and not known why. And he could have left me high and dry and been like, nah, not dealing with you. you know, not dealing with you. And I also just moved him on in. I was like, since you're already here, you might as well stay. But he could have been like, okay, I need to set boundaries with her. I need to cut her off completely, because first she done called me her boyfriend. That's trying to move me in. I ain't asked to be moved in. Like it could have just went completely the opposite way than what I thought. And here I am at the time. I was just thinking, I'm cute. Like da da da. He ain't gonna tell me no, but he could have. And that's because I ain't set boundaries. He ain't set boundaries with me, and it could have went a whole nother way. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you and your first time being here. Go ahead and heart and share this live if you have not. Hello, hello from California. It's like 8, 7, it's like 6 o'clock over there. Oh, Canada. I read that completely wrong. Welcome, welcome. What time is it over there? Thank you. I know, right? That is power of the tongue, ain't it? I done called him my boyfriend, and we kind of went from boyfriend and girlfriend to fiance within a matter of months, too. That was, I'm telling you, look. But that was probably his manifestation because he had a crush on me for the longest time. So that was probably his manifestation that, he probably made all that happen. Like, finally, I'm spending time with her. This gonna be my wife. That's probably what he said. It probably ain't even had nothing to do with me. It probably had nothing to do with me. It probably had to do with him. But if there's no more questions or comments about relationships and boundaries, y'all, I have enjoyed this conversation tonight. It has been about an hour, y'all. We have been on here for an hour, and I need to go get my food because my food is cold by now. But I have enjoyed this so much. I will be posting next week's episode topic this weekend, this weekend, okay? So that you all will know what we're talking about next Friday. And if you want to be a guest on the podcast episode next week, just let me know. Let me know. Send me a message, comment on this live, or however to get in contact with me until we get the website set up for the podcast. Okay. Love y'all so much. Thank you for hopping on. Make sure y'all heart and share this live out. I will also drop the name of our creators for Cottage Institution so that you can follow them as well. Y'all have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. Bye.